Yo, what's going on, everybody? Today is a great day to be on Rust. At least for me it is, because today is the day that I will finally be able to craft a flamethrower. Let me see what I need. I need 325 scrap. I have 389 scrap. With scrap in hand, it was time to start putting it to good use. I unlocked the F1 grenade, the Python revolver, and last but not least, the flamethrower. With the flamethrower unlocked, it was time to craft it. In order to craft it, I would need 15 high quality metal, 6 pipes, 100 low grade fuel, and 2 tanks. I quickly gathered all the needed material. It was now time to start the process of crafting the flamethrower. 40 seconds later, I would have in my possession a flamethrower. It was beautiful, and as soon as the sun comes up, I will be burning down my neighbor's doors, all in the name of loot. With the sun finally up, I headed to my first victim's base. And I know it doesn't look like much, but this is Rust. And there's no telling what might be behind this door. With the door out of the way, I would finally be able to check what's inside. At least I will be once this fire goes out. Custom SMG, that's actually pretty big. And that's what I mean, you can never be too sure what's in a base. A full kit of armor, a water pipe and a crossbow. I will take that. That is worth it. Let's see what's in the TC. Oh, almost 400 scrap. Alright, this is definitely worth it. I need to get this stuff back. Oh, look at all that ammo right there. Alright, good deal. I'm glad I actually came to this base. Alright, let me get this stuff back to my base, and we'll head to the next one. After I depoted the loot, I made my way to the second base I could potentially raid. This base had wooden double doors and looked promising. That was until I knocked on the second door, revealing it to be metal. This raid was a bust, and with no other potentially raidable bases around, I headed out in search of more bases. During my search, I came across a base with a hole in its roof. Knowing enemy players could be close by, I went against my better judgment and decided to investigate. There wasn't much, but the components would be useful, with the real treasure here being the 86 crude oil. Once refined, will produce about 250 low grade. This will prove useful in the future. And because I thought the furnaces looked cool, I decided to take those as well. A short time later, I would come across this ambitious but amateur looking base. Only a noob could build such a vulnerable base, in my opinion. Once inside, I would find the base to be mostly empty, only containing a lantern and a sleeping bag. Our only hope for loot would be behind this door. I burnt the door down only to discover that I was wrong. If I wanted to get to the TC, I would have to go through one more door. Finally, I found the loot, and with no lock on the TC, the resources in it were mine for the taking. There wasn't much, but the 200 scrap and 86 crude oil made it worth the effort. On the way back to my base, I would come across a beggar.
Yo, yo, behind you. Yo, yo. Do you have any low grade? Like 20, 15 low grade?
He was asking me for fuel, and even though I had some, the truth was, if I wanted to continue to raid, I would need all the low grade I could
You
get.
happen
But
to
I'm
have
a
any low
generous
grade?
man and decided to give him
Like 20 or
whatever
15?
I had left.
Bro, you're a real one. Thank you, bro. If you stay right here at the coast, uh C6, I'll give you some. C6.
Based off the direction he went running in, I fear it may have been his base I just raided. All out of low grade, I headed to the nearest oil refinery. It belonged to my neighbors. At least it used to. A short while later, I would be done. and with 700 low grade, it was time to get back to work. I found a base overlooking a huge compound. Raiding it would be risky, but as the old saying goes, Mama didn't raise no bitch. At first glance, the base didn't look too promising, and Oblivious was clearly oblivious. TC was locked, so I would have to burn it down. And there it was, two jackhammers, a SAR, and two hazmat suits. Maybe these guys were farmers. If I'm lucky, the TC might be stacked. I destroyed the TC, but before I could get to it, I would have to get rid of this box. With the box out of the way, I could finally check TC's bag. What I found disappointed me. This guy was definitely not a farmer. My search for bases with wooden doors was leading me further and further away from home. This was not ideal, but before I could find one, I heard something. A supply drop. I decided that I would go for it, so I stashed all the important stuff. You know, just in case. And I began making my way towards it. Almost directly underneath it, and I saw somebody. But before I could react, somebody else shot me in the back. Frustrated and tired, I contemplated giving up, but before I had the chance to, my game would crash, bringing this story to an end.